So
Yeah.
So fast forward to what?
Oh, did we lose Devante?
If you don't mind. Just
Okay.
Oh, you're back.
Sorry.
Nice. We good to go?
I think so.
Okay. You good? You
All right.
stable?
Whenever you're ready, Anthony will clap, and then you can resume your story. Oh! Welcome everyone to another episode of Dude, You Never Told Me, starring three dudes who are just best friends through life, talking about stories that we've never told each other before. With me, my name's Alex, and with me are my two best friends.
What's up, guys? It's Anthony.
I just love how the tension was like from up here, and then it went to chill dude Anthony.
Chill dude, yeah.
And then now it's
to
normal dude Devante.
We're just three chill dudes, just three chill dudes.
Yeah, kicking around rocks,
Yeah, y'all gotta put your hands in your pocket, you gotta do the meme.
Yeah, dude, chill dudes. Wait, I owe y'all the story of have I told you the baptism story that I recently went to?
Oh no, you said you're gonna.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna tell it now. As Alex, I have a question. Are you gonna you don't feel free not to answer right now, but do you think you're gonna baptize your baby?
Yeah.
Which denomination are you gonna baptize your baby in?
That I'm trying to think if I should answer that one. I don't think there's any problem with it. I think I'm gonna do it at the church that we went to. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because also I was baptized Roman Catholic, right? And Devante, you're baptized too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were baptized which denomination?
I'm non-denominational.
But when you baptize, okay. So I have two. This is a two-parter. So the first part is my in-laws are Christian, and they were baptized, and when they were in the adult, and my wife, who's not Christian, Michelle's not Catholic at all. She was asking me questions about it, which is rightfully so. For her, this is new, and as someone who grew up a Roman Catholic, who grew up around the church, I feel equipped to answer some of these questions for her. So I'll say, baptism. When I didn't got baptized as a baby, my mom brought me to the front of the church, and they had a little basin of water, and they had a little shell or a hand. They dipped the water, pull over my baby head, and called it a day. And even when we were adults, I've been to some of my friends' baptism when they're adults. They get a little splash of water as well. So I told her, hey, your parents will get a splash of water, perfectly fine. It turns out, and so they live streamed. But this is during the COVID, so we were all doing remote viewings of their baptism.
Yeah,
and it turns out they were being baptized in the Baptist faith. And I was like, oh, okay, how much different could it be? Alex, have you ever seen a Baptist baptism?
No, I don't think so.
Right, so
I've seen non-denominational and I've seen Catholic, right, but I don't think I've seen
similar to non-denominational.
I don't want to do a broad blanket statement, but long story short, her parents were full submerged under, they were full dipped on over, and Michelle was just thinking that she's be a nice water over the head, called a day energy. She was not prepared for a full submersion. And so when they dipped her parents in there, she audibly gasped. And I sat there and I was like, oh yeah, I've never really seen a non-Catholic baptism before. It's very interesting, very different. It's different for me.
That's how I've seen it for the non-denominational church.
The full submersion, you had the white robes and everything. So cool experience. But the story doesn't end there. Fast forward a year or so later, to last year, one of Michelle's friends invited us to her kids baptism. And her kids, the youngest one is a couple months old, and then the middle one, he's 5 years old. So they were getting baptized Catholic faith, and it's it's very traditional. There's the priest, and I think 6 other babies were getting baptized. So I felt what's a better word? It's a conveyor belt. The priest would
assembly line of baptisms.
Assembly line of just the priest going to each kid and baptizing them. The part that kind of threw me for a loop was this church had the holy water. So when you walk into the building, before you enter the actual I guess the church, before you enter the area that had all the pews and like the crucifix, they have like a little front foyer area. And there they had a huge basin of holy water. And so you can dip your hand in and make the sign of the cross and all that stuff. But they also, that's why they did the actual baptism as well in that huge basin of water. And I guess afterwards, I guess afterwards we were all just taking photos, hanging out, and the grandmother of the kid who's got baptized, she handed me this clear like glass bottle, like maybe this big. And I was like, oh, what's this for? She was like, oh, you get the holy water, you can keep it. I was like, huh, okay.
That's stale water.
I'll do that. And so, I went in and I was like, I looked like, how do I get the water out of like the basin? It's like a tiny little hole. So you know what? I'll use fluid dynamics. I'll just submerge the entire bottle in there and have the water fill in. Makes sense, right? So that's what I did. Like jumped it in, filled it with water, and I went on my merry way. I hung out. I saw someone else had the same glass bottle that I did, and she's about to do the same thing I did. She's about to dunk the bottle in there, let fluid dynamics do the work. And the grandma comes running like, no, you can't do that. You can't just dunk the bottle in your hand into the holy water. That's not right. There's an actual special ladle that they had that you were to dip it in and pour into the bottle. So she did that, and I was like, wow, I wish I knew about the ladle. I just dunked my grimy ass hands into the basin of holy water.
It's not holy anymore. It's tainted by Anthony now.
Like my hand, just like I just submerged the entire bottle in there. Like, yeah, sure. So now I have this bottle
because
of holy
guys
water.
like Anthony that flu season is a problem.
I've never. So
he's like, is this for washing my hands?
I've never like because like when I got baptized, I didn't have any like jar of holy water. I didn't know that was an actual thing until like Alice gave it to me. So I just dunked it in, and the ladle was like in like on the table like across like from the front foyer. So I was like, how am I supposed to know that ladle itself like 10 feet away is a ladle to get some holy water and pour into any vessels? How was I supposed to know that? There's no instruction. There's no sign that says here, use this ladle to get the holy water.
Hey, it's the holy ladle for the holy water that your unholy hands touched.
It's like dip in. And like bubbles, like bubbles started flowing out because there was air in the bottle. Like, no, this feels sanitary. This feels fine. This feels normal. It was not normal.
Hey, at least she told you, so now you know in case you ever go back.
No, I'm never going back. That's I will die of shame if I went back. There's a man just like literally just dumped a bottle in.
At least you know what to do now.
Yeah, that's true. Now I want to see a basin of water. I know that somewhere out there is a ladle for that basin of water.
There you go.
To take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can just make your hands into a ladle.
You're supposed to do that either. You're supposed to like use that ladle.
Cup it.
Yeah. Because that's what I thought I would do. I thought, oh, maybe I just like pour a little bit, but no, it was like the bottle.
Isn't that what they do at the baby baptisms?
Yeah,
like the priest, he has like a little bit, and he goes like that, and he goes.
No, they had like a little shell that just like slosh it over like the kid's head.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
He's like, what I do to my cats?
Just dunk them.
When there's water on my hand, I do that to my cats, and all the water sprinkles on them.
I've done that before.
Baptize them.
But that was my baptism story. Or just like it maybe comes from a place of like privilege where I was like, wow, like I've never seen a non-Catholic baptism, and then I've never gotten a jar, and it was insisted on keeping some holy water.
Yeah, they get the preacher's towel, they put it over your nose and your mouth.
Yeah,
and
I wasn't
submerge you.
You can get holy water at the Catholic Church too, Anthony. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have, but it wasn't offered to me. Even when we did our confirmation, it was never offered to me.
You can get the holy oil.
My mom
oil.
grabs it all the time.
Did she use the ladle?
No,
Did she just dip her
ladle.
Did she dip her hand in? Just dip the bottle in there.
No, I'm just saying she takes holy water all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, it is like a special type of water, though. It's like distilled a certain way or something like that.
Something. I don't know exactly how she gets it or where she goes to get it. She doesn't go and dips like a bottle in or nothing like that. But
another fun like church story. So when I don't know if I told you, but like when I was in 8th grade through like high school, I was like the Eucharistic minister. I would be the one with like holding like either the bread or like the wine to pass out during communion. That's
Dang.
something I volunteer.
You're the
He was one of
kid.
those guys wearing a white robe.
No, I wasn't. This is like I didn't wear a white robe for that was an altar boy.
You're the kid with the
The altar
lunchbox
boy.
in the Bible that has like the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Give me that kid."
Give it.
We gotta,
So-
we gotta feed
Oh,
5,000.
Eucharistic minister.
Minister, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's what
I know what I'm confusing it with. You're one of the guys who passes out the
Exactly.
bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when I signed up for it, they're like, okay, when you're done with when people are done with communion like that, then like you go to the back, and if you have the wine, find an adult, let them drink the wine because you are underage, you cannot drink the wine.
Did you drink it, Anthony?
Of course I did. Of course.
Anthony had to drink the communion wine.
I had to drink it.
You have to feel the Holy Spirit somehow.
So I mean, they dilute it, so it's like cheap wine plus like water. So they did dilute it, but like it was just like a fun thing. And then like so like for me, that's like I'm used to like cheap red wine, and then the communion wafers. And then now I go to these non-denominational church, these like their services, and even I went to like a Christmas service.
Now it's just grape juice for
It's
you.
like grape juice, and then this one place I had a gluten-free communion wafers. I was like, dang, look at them being cooking with the modern times. Yeah, gluten-free, hell yeah. Another one had sourdough bread.
Yeast-free.
They had sourdough,
Everything back in the day.
actual bread. I was like, interesting. What a interesting way to like do communion. Because like for me, I grew up like the rigid structure of like Catholic churches, right? It's like you go to mass, it is like a set way of doing things, and then you go to like the non-denominational like worship services, and they're like they have like a band, they have like singing. It's like non-structured. I sat there and be like, this feels very different. It feels very different from me, and I was like, yeah, as someone who's like born and raised Catholic, I need a little bit more structure in my church services.
Yeah. No, I felt that. One of my first dates with Chelsea, my very first date with Chelsea went to a non-denominational church, and I felt so wrong. I was like, why is a band playing like a live band is playing right now?
Why,
I was like,
why am I not yelling? Why am I not?
Welcome to the modern day.
I felt like I was at a party. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like,
Heaven will be a party, man.
It's like this doesn't feel like a.
It's just
does not feel like church.
it's a Catholic guilt, They're like, hey, this doesn't feel right, but it's just as good, and we learn valuable lessons and all that kind of stuff. But it was just a fun experience. Like, yeah, I guess looking back, I'm so used to rigidness because like my family's Catholic as well, so they went to like Catholic churches, and so for like from as a kid to now, like I'm used to like a structured system. Out there, it's like the Wild West. Structured. It's just like anything goes.
True.
You'd be surprised. There's some churches where literally anything goes.
Yeah. Oh, and the other one I went to, this is definitely one of the mega church. They brought in like a live like lamb for like Christmas time. I was pretty shocked. I was like, what the heck?
Was that how they did the body and blood? They did the blood of the lamb.
Slayed a lamb.
And then some meat.
They slayed a lamb.
They were like, they're talking about the nativity scene, so they literally brought in like like a baby lamb, like, oh my gosh. And they got some woman who's actually pregnant, and then they got some random person's kid to be Jesus. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a full-on like stage play.
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
I still think about the play that we did in middle school. We did
like the Passion of Christ.
The guy who got chosen to be Jesus. I'll never forget that. Like I always remember thinking to myself, how did this guy get to be it?
What were you, Alex?
I was Barabbas.
You're
a Barabbas?
Yeah,
I was Barabbas.
Hey, you got to go off scot-free.
Yeah, no, literally they chose me for Barabbas because at the time I was the fastest guy in the class, but it was a small class, mind you.
I just remember when he gets released, like Alex just like deadbolt sprints to like the back of the church, and like the church we had was like tiled floors, and Alex was like barefoot, so you hear each thump like dun 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 dun.
Hey man, I'd get out of there too if I were him. He's about to get crucified.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was the best part of the play for me because like once I left, I didn't have to come back. I was done. Everybody else had to sit there and wait.
There you go. What did you do, Anthony?
I was the guy who helped Jesus carry the cross. I think it's a John. Is that
The
the canonical?
strong one. The
Like,
strong guy,
like after
right?
after Jesus falls for like the is it the third time, second time? He gets someone
I
to
think it's the third
Oh,
time.
where he's on the road.
yeah,
He's
and then
I can't think of his name.
I wonder
Cyrus?
maybe
It's not
I think
another
it's
Simon, is it?
it could be Simon. They had very generic names back then.
yeah, but it was like very yeah. It was a generic name, but he had like a attachment to his name.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anthony was the strong man.
Yeah, I helped carry the cross the final 2
Yes.
feet.
Okay. Simon of Cyrene.
There you
I
go.
was right.
Yes.
It is Simon. Boom.
Yeah, I carried the cross for the last 2 feet because small. The real estate was pretty small.
Yeah, because we just went in circles around the church, is what it was. That's how they made it like dragged out.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Devante, a little peek into me and Alex's little Catholic school upbringing. You know,
It was
peel,
fun,
peel
though.
back the layers.
Very different.
It was good times. Good times.
Hey, y'all became great moral standing citizens of society. So
Yes, sir. At least that's what we like to tell ourselves, right?
I think so. I mean, I'd say I'm a morally good person. I'm not amoral. I'll call that. We'll call that a win.
I'll tell you what. I'll speak up for the both of y'all as long as both of y'all speak up for me. Okay. Okay.
who's speaking up for you?
Dang. I just asked y'all to speak up for me. Yeah, Anthony,
What's up?
Devante, what y'all got going on for Valentine's Day this year? Any big plans?
I think traditional wise, we usually do Valentine's Day at home because most restaurants will upcharge you for a Valentine's Day
Right.
dinner, or they'll have like a special menu that's is really good. Like, you know, they have like
I see.
they half-ass a steak, and I was like, I can do a steak at home.
Mhm.
So
That's true.
that's probably what I'm doing this year. We'll just do like a Valentine's Day at home. We'll like get some steaks. We'll make a dessert. We'll bake something, and we'll have like basically our own like 3-course like meal.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
it
good for
easy.
y'all. How about
Nice.
you guys, Devante?
Typically for me and walking up Valentine's Day is like low key for us.
Yeah.
Typically just kind of spend it at home as well, or we'll get like takeout from. I think Wings. We like to do Wingstop or Popeyes takeout, or we'll just cook something at home like
Popeyes.
spaghetti. Yeah, I think right now Popeyes is doing like a Don Julio Popeyes
Okay.
Don Julio.
tequila. Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know where it is, but I just seen it pop up like on my feed.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but keep
Sounds
it low
good.
key. Get her some flowers or something. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. I always get Chelsea flowers for Valentine's Day, and sometimes we'll go and we'll stay at home. I'll cook a nice steak, kind of like what you do, Anthony. Keep it low key, but otherwise, we like to go out to like a nice steak restaurant or some place where we can get a little fancy. This year, we're gonna go out because we're like, we've got a baby, so we want to have like a parents' night out, if you will.
Nice.
So grandma and grandpa are gonna watch baby girl that night. We already talked to them; they're cool with it, and
Nice.
so we're gonna have a nice evening together. We're gonna go to Texas Day, Brazil,
Yum.
and
did you already
we're gonna
get
have
your
a good time.
reservation?
Yep.
Okay.
Took care of
I
that
was
weeks
gonna say,
ago. No
It's
worries.
a Friday night. Valentine's
doing-
Day is on a Friday night this year. So
We're not doing it on the day of. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we always do it like around the day, but we never do it the day of just because the day of is too hectic.
Mm.
Yeah, it's Friday night, so everybody and their mama and their family and their daddy go and be out there.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're saying.
Trying to think of it. Do I have any memorable Valentine's Day?
Do you have any
Um,
memorable Valentine's days?
Trying to
No.
think. Yeah, how's that?
Probably my first Valentine's Day with walking.
Yeah.
What'd y'all
I
do?
didn't have anything planned, and so I asked her if we could go to Wingstop, and
Nice.
then she was okay with the
Tradition.
Wingstop. So
Yeah.
that's kind of our tradition. Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's just
Walker's
somewhere.
the only one that's ever been your Valentine officially, right?
Yeah, she has.
Nice. I can also attest that Chelsea's been my only Valentine. Even though I've had
yeah.
other girlfriends, I never had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day outside of Chelsea. Yeah.
Mm.
We either broke up before and then got back together after, or we just didn't last that long, or just, whatever. But
This man
Chelsea
knew
was
what
the
he
only
was
one.
doing. He knew what was
Yeah.
safe for his wallet.
Maybe if I was
Saving
the one who
pressure.
broke up with them.
I'll say Michelle Valentine's. I guess my high school girlfriend. We were dating for like 2.5 years, so those are two
Yeah,
Valentine's a day in there. But I'll say no. I mean, yeah, because I remember our first year Valentine's Day, we did go out to like a restaurant. But we were just so
Really?
underwhelmed by like the menu that they had. So we were like, yeah, it's just probably better just do it at home. Now that we have our own house, I think we really committed to doing at home Valentines when we got our own like place. Like we had our own apartment, or we have our own house. Because like in college, did all your like your friends, they would do like Galentines?
Oh, Chelsea went to a
Yeah.
Galentine's this year. It was like a friend's birthday party, and her theme was Galentine's.
Valentine's, yeah. That's what
Mm.
a lot of my friends in high school in college would end up doing, is that if they didn't have dates, they would just hang out, And then Valentine's is a commercialized holiday, so you gotta
Yeah,
be anti-capitalist about that.
I was
right.
about to say I was working on Valentine's. Hey, that was the best time to make the big bucks, at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, everybody's feeling a little bit happier and like, trying to impress their lady. So it's like if you tip less, then you don't look as impressive if you're tipping less.
Exactly.
I
And
just
then
remember,
everybody doesn't want to eat as much.
Right. Yeah, because they want to get home and not be too tired to, for the rest of Valentine's Day.
Isn't some fish like an aphrodisiac, right?
Man, I got this one buddy at work. I felt so bad for him. He was telling me a story about his love life. He's in his mid 30s now. He's like, dude, it's like dating in your 30s sucks. He's like, don't recommend. He's
Nice.
Like, I would never know.
He's like, I got 2 kids now, and like we got engaged. I had another girlfriend, and that one was just kind of like a oops baby. But like, he's like, dude, like I don't got time in my 30s to date. Like I don't got time to see if these girls can like, get close enough to my kids, to get close enough to me. Like there's just no time for any of that. Like he's like, honestly, he's like, I wish if I would have gotten married, I would have gotten married in my 20s. But like in my 30s, there's just no time.
I mean,
So-
if he doesn't have time in his 30s, he probably didn't have time in his 20s.
Well, if you think about it, he had his kids, right? Like in his early 30s. One of them was with his fiance, and the other one with the oops. But like, it's like now
But it
he's
would
got no
just
time because of the
shifted.
kids.
It would have just shifted into his 20s.
Well, if he got married in his 20s and still had the kids, then he at least be married with kids instead of single with kids.
I'm pretty sure dating at any. Oh yeah, I mean dating when you have kids is definitely pretty rough. I mean, this is why my mom didn't date someone until like I was
It's
in high
hard.
school. Because
Right.
having 2 boys
Sure,
is a
it's hard.
handful. You get
Oh,
back
yeah.
from work and you're already tired. I mean, look at Alex, already tired. He only has 1 kid.
Hey, at least he's
Oh, yeah.
married though.
Yeah, exactly. So, but imagine like like if Alex had to, Alex has 1 kid. He's already tired. Taking care of her. Yeah, he got time for that. Just wait till she gets older.
Yeah. Yeah, once she gets older, then she's got all the extracurriculars that I get to attend and take her to and drive her
Meet people.
to,
You
and
can meet
friends' birthday parties or friends' sleepovers or whatever.
Yeah.
Those stresses of life for your kid.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to be on the other side of that, because I remember growing up, I always was so excited to go hang out with friends or go to this place and do that or do this, but I needed my parents to drive me. I couldn't go unless they drove me. So it's like, as an adult, I'm like, man, there are times where I don't even want to drive myself to go to the grocery store. Now I got to drive my kid to places that I'm probably not going to want to drive her to. But like, she wants to go. So how am I going to tell her no? Because it's my baby girl. So
Welcome to Adulting 101. Sacrifices.
Parenting 101.
Welcome to the chapter of sacrifices.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why
And the chapter of sacrifices started over a month ago. Started 6 weeks ago.
That's why you gotta be friends with like your kids, friends, parents.
Yes.
So at least you have someone to
Yes.
talk to. These awkward parties, set up play dates. I saw
Right.
Michelle. Like I need Michelle to carry that for me when we have kids. Oh,
See, this is why I need y'all to have kids, man. That way, my kid can be friends with y'all's kids, and then I don't have to go meet new parents. I can just hang out with you guys.
We could just awkwardly talk together, right?
we just form like a clique as an adult.
We're like, yeah, the weather is nice, right?
Yeah.
No, we can't be fine weather friends. You can't do that. You can't be weather friends. You gotta be more than just weather friends.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I've got other friends too that've gotten married recently, so maybe one of them will tell me that they're gonna have a kid on the way or something, and then maybe
And then
that'll
he'll
be.
start talking to you about the weather.
Not. Yeah, it's gonna be funny when Alex's kid is like old enough to go to school, and she ends up going to the same school as like some of our high school friends have kids right now too.
Yeah,
We see in our
I've seen
Facebook,
that.
like imagine like the small world that like they just like, go to the same like elementary school, and I was like, oh yeah, we're from high school, I know we're friends. I'm like, oh, what an interesting friendship pairing.
Yeah. Like Devante, you remember the girl that was between us for like the yearbook, like in terms of last names?
Yeah.
She just had a daughter, like literally the day before I had a daughter.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
Small
Yes.
world.
So I saw that. I was like, oh wow, what are the odds?
Now your daughter can be friends with her daughter.
and then you can be
That
friends with
thought
her
crossed
again.
my mind.
Yeah, then you can be friends with her.
Well, maybe. I don't know. We didn't exactly hang out in the same crowds, but maybe.
Now
I mean,
you
maybe
got-
her
Now you have
her
kids.
husband could be cool. Who knows?
Kids are the great unifier. I have kids. You have a kid the same age. We must have play dates. They need to socialize.
Long as my kid's having a good time. Yeah, no, I've thought about like
We should have.
trying to like reaching out to like some people here and there, but like that's a couple years down the road, like when she's old enough for play dates.
Yeah.
And we'll probably prioritize like family play dates. But granted, all of the family on Chelsea's side that are having kids right now, they're all boys, literally all boys. She has like 5 or 6 boy cousins right now that are either here or on the way. So
love,
might be a
tough love.
minute. Yeah. Yep. But there is one person that I know of that is having a kid soon, but we don't know if they're
Okay.
gonna have a boy or girl.
Me and Anthony will just have a girl, and then we'll just have all our girls play together.
You know what? I've been thinking about it. I think Anthony's gonna have a boy first. I think he's gonna be the one to have a boy. I don't know.
Dang.
I think you're gonna
I
have a
don't have a
boy.
boy
I
name.
think
Don't curse me
Devontae's
like
gonna
that.
have a girl.
I don't have a boy name yet. Don't curse me like that.
Sorry, bro. I think you're gonna have a boy. I've just been thinking about it lately, and I feel like you're gonna be the one that has a boy.
I can see
don't
that.
know
Though.
why.
A little mini Anthony walking
Yeah.
around.
That's fine.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that faster than a mini Michelle.
Well, you know, what'd be funny is if Anthony has a son, right, and then his son like is more like his uncle.
Oh.
Oh.
To clarify, Michelle's brother, not your brother.
Yeah, I was like, me and my brother, we're very similar to each other.
Yes, that's why I clarified. Sorry.
I can see that. I mean, he's a cool guy.
He's very fun. We need to go hang out with that guy sometime.
We should go when LA's not on fire.
Devontae's face, yeah. How is he doing in all of that?
He's fine. I think his workplace is like he lives in the city, like deeper in the city, so not in like the area that are affected by like the Eden fire or the Palisade fire.
That's good.
Yeah. But I think his work office is in Pasadena, which is kind of close to some of the fires, so he had to get evacuated from his office.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, for our viewers, if you have anyone that lives out there, we're sorry to hear about, the whole situation going on, and we're praying for y'all and your family. So hope that it passes and that they're doing okay.
Definitely.
Are y'all excited for Captain America? Captain America.
When does it
Yeah.
come out? It comes
Soon.
out on.
It comes out. I
Like,
think it comes out around
Valentine's Day?
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
Valentine's Day.
I think it is on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, it's
The 14th.
It's very soon.
Let me double check. I want to say that it might be Valentine's Day. Yeah, February 14th. So yeah.
Okay.
Are y'all gonna see it the weekend of, or are you gonna kind of wait?
Probably wait.
We'll see what tickets
Wait.
are like. If I can see it the weekend of, I'll probably try to see it the weekend of. But I imagine tickets are sold pretty
Yeah.
well.
I have no idea. I heard that Anthony Mackie made some comments the other day about Captain America that were kind of some people were like, I don't know. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask you guys. like, what do you think that this is gonna? Because the next phase that's coming out, and so where are they
Yeah.
going with this Captain America?
I think they're
So
going back to their roots of Captain America films, like because
yeah.
if you look back at the Phase 1 through 3 of MCU, all the Captain America phase can be categorized as like a spy thriller, right? Like
Okay.
Winter Soldier was a spy thriller. Civil War felt like a spy thriller. Even First Avenger kind of felt like the mixture of like war and spy, but like I think it's more of like a war. But like
It was.
Captain America
Yeah.
2 and 3 were definitely spy films. They felt like spy films. So I think
100%.
Brave New World is gonna go back to that spy energy of like there's a conspiracy, someone's hiding something. We gotta figure out who's up to something.
Yeah, yeah, they're bringing in what's his name from Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes, Mr. Esposito. Yeah, he's such a good villain. Like in every role that he does, he's always done a great job.
So apparently the rumor mill was that he had a small part to play in the movie, but then fans really loved his brief second in like the trailer. So they had to do so many reshoots to add him back into the film.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
That's how good he was.
Well,
Oh.
it's just like people love Giancarlo Esposito. He was in Mandalorian. He was in Breaking Bad. He's been in a few other side projects. So he can capture the scene of like wherever he's in. And I guess the expectation, because like he was the only villain that was hinted at. Like it was him, leader, we're like, oh, these are like the bad guys of Captain America 4. But apparently, originally, John Carlos' character, plays the Serpent Commander. What's his? I don't remember what his character's name is.
Serpent King?
Yeah, I think Serpent King is right. But apparently, he had such a small role, and so they had to do reshoots to add him to make more of his role.
Yeah, I would have thought he was more main villain energy based off the trailer. I didn't.
He's defo side character originally.
I see. Wait, so you said something interesting. Did I hear you say that the leader's supposed to be in this movie? Is that like a rumor?
No,
he is in it. He's confirmed.
It's confirmed. He's unfortunately, I felt they spoiled a lot of the.
I had no idea
of the film.
The Red Hulk.
Yeah.
So then that's why Red Hulk's in it. It's going to be the leader doing his leader bullshit because Devante, do you know who the leader is?
No.
So
okay.
Did you watch the Edward Norton Hulk film?
The old one?
The 2008, like right after Iron Man. So you remember the I think his character was
Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue, like the scientist helping.
Why does that sound familiar, Mr. Blue?
Such a generic name.
Yeah, that was like his screen name because him and Bruce Banner would talk. He was Mr. Green, and then the leader was like that's his supervillain name. He was Mr. Blue.
Yeah. So because at the end there's like not really a tag scene, but in that film, some of Bruce Banner's blood like got crashed into his head, and it got mixed up his own blood into his head, and his head started to bubble. And so like, oh, if they do an Incredible Hulk 2, he's gonna be the main bad guy. They never did Incredible Hulk 2 because I would want more money.
And so they wanted to implement him through this.
Yeah. So they brought back the same actor, and he's going to be the leader. And he's already made comment that he will have like the big head that the leader has. And he said he wanted to be like prosthetic. He didn't want it to be like CGI'd.
If you've ever seen the old Incredible Hulk cartoon, then you would know kind of like what the leader is. He's basically just like, would you say he's Tony Stark level smart or smarter? Because he's brilliant. Like, I mean, basically, like, you know how strong the Hulk is? That's how smart this guy is. It's instead of brawn, it's brain.
I know it's so hard to compare like intelligence because like comic books, in essence, the good guys usually win all the time. And so you're like, oh, you have a grand scheme. Oh, a superhero thwarted it. What happened to your grand scheme? If it was so grand, it would not have been thwarted.
Yeah.
Okay.
The leader basically is a Hulk villain who's just a super genius, and he just pulls a lot of strings. So I think now that I know that he's in this movie, that makes perfect sense for the whole super spy conspiracy, all that. Like he easily could be pulling strings.
So, I believe, I don't know if the premise says it, but I'm pretty sure this is the plot of the film. So right now, the U.
Don't
Everyone's
spoil it too bad. I do want to watch it.
do you want me to tell you what I think the plot of the film is?
Yeah, I mean, tell me what you think, but
Okay.
don't tell me if you're.
I don't know if I'm right or not
confident.
because I actually haven't looked at the
Okay,
premise
okay.
of the film in such a long time. But I'm pretty sure this theme is every like major country is kind of vie for the resources from the Celestial at the end of the Eternals. You know, that Celestial froze
I've
over.
heard that's supposed to tie in.
And so I'm pretty sure there's some valuable resource in that Eternal. Or they're supposed to control it. So every major world power is competing for it. And the
I
leader.
heard allegedly it might be adamantium.
I can see that. That's fine. And then so the leader is going to be one pulling the strings, like behind the scenes, right? He's just your classic terrorist organization trying to pin two superpowers against each other, trying to start like a world war. And I think he uses like the Serpent King. He's going to use the Red Hulk as like pawns in his little scheme to like get people to go to war with each other.
Yeah, I'm
I feel
wondering
like
what's the
they're going back
purpose
to
of
the
making
basics.
him.
Yeah, I think
Red
that's
Hulk.
the point, right? Like there's a lot of like criticism with like the MCU. The last phase was that it's too bloated, it's too woke. They're trying to do whatever. They need to get down to a more grounded story. So this is their move to be more grounded.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, like no more. They won't do the multiverse. I think the multiverse will be like a stinger at the end of the movie. But I think this movie's gonna be very much no multiverse involved. It's just straight up like, here's a conspiracy that's happening.
Yeah.
Here's someone trying to like.
I mean, in one of the most recent trailers, he literally, Thunderbolt Ross literally tells Captain America, he tells him straight up, he's like, I want you to work with me to rebuild the Avengers.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
gonna
think
be-
this is kind of set up for that as well. Like by the end of the movie, we'll probably see quote unquote the new Avengers
Nah.
roster.
I'm pretty sure at the end of this film, Captain America he won't work with Thunderbolt Ross, and that's why you have the Thunderbolts, which is the next MCU film after Captain America. I think those are being put in as like the new Avengers team.
You don't think that they'll have a new Avengers team by the
they
end of the
will,
movie?
but not at the end of this movie, no.
Ah,
They're
okay.
building up to it still.
Yeah, I think you won't see an actual Avengers team until Avengers Doomsday.
Until literally Avengers. Damn.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have like I think
It's going to
Doomsday
be the
will
next
be the one that
original
builds
Avengers.
the Avengers.
Do you think so Fantastic Four is a big movie that's supposed to lead into that. Do you think that Fantastic Four will give us the biggest indication of that, or do you think it'll be like Fantastic Four will end, they will like at least let us know that Doom's up to something, and then it'll cut to black, and then at the start of Doomsday it's gonna kind of be a slow start, kind of like Infinity War, where it's like, all right, something's going on, the heroes are starting to notice, all right, now they're getting involved, and now all of them are starting to get involved with all these different storylines. Is it like that, or like what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like right now, I think they're all gonna be standalone stories. I think they're gonna try to scale back a little bit of the collaboration crossover, get people interested in like these heroes again, and then Doomsday. Doctor Doom's gonna come in, mess everything up, and I think at the end of Doomsday, you'll see them cobble together an Avenger team. I think it's gonna be very Infinity Wars, where like you're telling parallel stories across the entire movie, and at the very end, it comes to they have to start crossing over, like all the paths start to mix. You'll have like
Right.
an Avengers team at the end of Doomsday.
I
How
see.
many movies till that Avengers movie?
Let's see. According to the scheduled timeline, it's Captain America: Brave New World, February 14th. And then you have the Thunderbolts.
Doomsday
May
comes out
2nd.
next year.
Yeah, I think after that is Fantastic Four comes out 25th of July 2025, and then Doomsday is May 1st 2026.
That's crazy. I didn't
Apparently-
realize it's next year. It's
Yeah.
not.
Okay,
It's not even a
so-
year and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
I mean, it's like Devante said, time's passing by.
I'm surprised they're doing 3 Marvel films this year.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, they're
most
trying
they've
to
done
pick
in
it
a
up.
while.
Because like I thought they were moving away from like too many films at the same time, because they're like, oh, we're spreading ourselves too thin. We don't have a clear idea.
Yeah, I mean,
They
they
figured it out now, I guess.
Yeah, because 2024 just had Deadpool and Wolverine
Yeah, just Deadpool and Wolverine. So I guess that's why they have 3 coming up,
3.
right?
Then after Doomsday, there's the Spider-Man sequel.
They actually have a lot of projects this year if you think about it, because they also have got Daredevil coming out in March.
Yeah, the TV show.
Ironheart in June.
TV show. Yeah.
The Eyes of Wakanda in August, and then they have a couple other ones, but these are very smaller, like Marvel Zombies. That's more cartoon, so that's
Or
probably
like
not gonna have a big
Disney
part.
Plus,
Yeah.
like Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, this is all Disney Plus stuff.
They gotta make money off Disney Plus.
Yeah, the one I'm
Yeah,
most
they do.
excited for out of all these series, though, is definitely gonna be Daredevil,
Daredevil.
dude.
Yeah. I mean, I watched
I'm so pumped.
watched the Netflix one. It was really good.
Mm-hmm. You know who I think's been getting hoed on a sequel though?
Shang-Chi.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shang-Chi. Exactly, it's exactly who I'm
Who else-
thinking of.
who else-
Why
yeah,
haven't
they've been
they
taking a
given
while on
Shang-Chi
Bond.
a freaking sequel?
I don't know, honestly.
They're still gloating over
They-
the only Asian.
They
movie.
gave it such a freaking good setup for a sequel, and they haven't done anything with it. It's just like the Incredible Hulk all over again.
Honestly, yeah. I'm looking back and I think other than the Eternals, Shang-Chi was the only like hero origin story.
Yeah, and it was such a
in the
good
recent
one.
era.
It was such a good origin story. I thought for sure he was gonna get a sequel, like, within Phase 5 at least.
Shang-Chi.
But-
They're taking their time with it, man.
Every time, man.
I don't know what's their deal with that. I think part of the problem too is, they got rid of the actor who plays Kang, and I think Shang-Chi was supposed to have some ties to him.
I'm pretty sure they just punted that entire storyline down the road.
Literally punted it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Doctor Doom's a pretty good exchange. I'll give it that.
I know the rumor is that all of the original Avengers will come back as an evil, like alternate.
I've
I
heard
think
about
that's
that.
it's a fun like fan
I-
rumor.
I heard that Chris Evans supposedly will be in Avengers Doomsday, and as soon as I heard that, I said to myself, this man's coming back as Captain Hydra. Oh my god.
I hope he doesn't come back as Captain Hydra.
You don't think he would?
I don't want
There's
him
no
to.
way he does it.
I don't-
He's
I want-
absolutely gonna be the Nazi Captain America.
Yeah,
without a doubt in my mind.
But I think it'd be more fun if he played like because like Captain Hydra essentially it's a clone variant of like Captain America. What's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Like Robert Downey Jr. He's playing like a brand traditionally a brand new character, right? We don't know what they're gonna do with Doctor Doom in this MCU, but he's playing like a brand new character. He's playing like Doctor Victor Von Doom. It's a different character. So I'm hoping he gets the same treatment as if Chris Evans comes back. I want him to play like a brand new villain that is not canonically just like a clone of Captain America.
That'd be kind of dope to
That'd be
see a
kinda fun.
Captain Hydra.
But it makes sense though, like why Robert Downey Jr. would want to come back to play Doctor Doom, because villains is like a smaller commitment compared to like these heroes. Back in the day they had these like 6-film contracts for the heroes, but for villains, 1 film, maybe 2 films, but really just 1 film.
In this case, 2, I think.
Yeah, I think for 2 for Doctor Doom, but like it just
Wait,
makes me,
wouldn't it be 3? Because Fantastic Four, maybe.
I don't think he's in that one.
Is he really not?
No, I'm
I'll
pretty
look that up
sure.
later.
Pretty sure if he's in it, he's probably just like a tag scene.
It's a good way
Yeah.
to get people to watch,
Yeah.
like fan favorites.
I mean,
They can't afford to put Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. Robert Downey Jr. is so expensive.
like we're talking about it, so it's getting people excited again.
Yeah.
True.
Well, we'll have to see here in 2 weeks.
That's true. Yeah.
Super Bowl update,
Super Bowl
Valentine's Day update, life
maybe
update.
Y'all gonna go see Captain America for Valentine's Day?
Maybe.
Probably not.
Wait, something just dawned on me. It's been 7 years since the last Star Wars film.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of time flying by, hot damn.
Wow. They've
Been
talked about
7
making another
years.
Star Wars film for a hot minute too. They've talked about bringing back Rey and doing like a new trilogy with her. Yeah, they've done nothing.
It's been
They've
7
just
years.
had some Disney Plus
For
projects.
Disney Plus shows, right?
Yeah. That's all they've done with Star Wars.
Honestly, I can see Marvel doing a very similar thing. Just going to Disney Plus for a bit as they recover their budget. I mean, technically, apparently Captain America, the new one, is like relatively cheaper than like most Marvel films.
That's good.
Like
I
think
mean,
that's-
they need to do that. Hopefully, the CGI is better than some of the other movies.
Nah, they're gonna rush it. They always do.
Captain Falcon.
As long as they don't rush the
Soaring through the
Avengers
sky.
movie, that's the one they need to not rush.
They're gonna rush it. They always do.
Man,
We'll see.
If it's
Yeah.
rushed, it just better be good. That's all that really matters. All right, everyone. Well, I think that wraps up everything that we're going to talk about today. It's been a real big pleasure just chatting with you guys, and thank you for listening. Anthony, Devante, do you have anything else to close us out before we go?
Yeah, if you like what you heard, please follow us on YouTube and Spotify. Like, comment, leave a comment, give us a review, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, or do whatever it takes to get our next episode into your feed. We'd really appreciate it.
Again, thank you guys for taking the time to listen to us. It's always a pleasure being here with you guys. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for y'all. So look forward to the next week's episode. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Shall we do the outro now?
Yeah, I guess.
Was that good enough? I don't know. That was still a little awkward.
It was really good. It's just that, because we've already recorded for 2 hours, it just feels weird.
I know, we're just all tired.
Yeah, it just feels
for
weird
sure.
doing intro. So we'll probably have to figure out what's the game plan for future.
All right. Okay. Starting the outro in 3, 2,